Hi everybody, welcome to BrickVault. It's Mike here and welcome to another review video. Today we've got an awesome set from the Ninjago season called The Hunted. This is the Dieselnaut. It looks awesome. I've been waiting for this set for quite some time, and thank you so much to Lego for sending this set to us for review. I really want to take a closer look into it. Let's get this set to the Lightroom. The Dieselnaut is set number 70654. Inside the box you will find 1179 parts. The age recommendation is 9 to 14, and right off the bat you gotta admit that this set is pretty big for the price and for the piece count. I mean, it's basically a dragon hunter's dragon hunting armored tank. The selection of minifigures is pretty impressive. We've got 7 guys, 3 good guys and 4 bad guys, but I would count actually 8 because the statue that is holding the dragon armor, the golden armor, it could be a minifigure of its own. It has everything to be a minifigure. It holds the armor, so I would count that one as well. The good guys are Zane, Jay, and a really cool fig of Tin Wu. And the bad guys are just awesome characters, awesome names that I'm going to be talking about in a second, with the leader named Iron Baron. That's the guy in the hat. Of course, as always guys, if you enjoy our content, you can subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to click that notifications button so you know basically whenever we upload a new video. Now let's take a quick look at the initial impressions of that tank. First things first, the set is big. The exact measurements are 7 inches or 18 centimeters high. We've got 19 inches or 49 centimeters long and 9 inches on 23 centimeters wide. That makes it quite a sizable set. Anyway, the thing looks awesome. Big wheels, of course, that really adds a lot of, coolness factor, if I may. And you can see the threads in the front. Now, those threads are supposed to be working on every surface. You have those dots you put in, the rubber dots. They are supposed to work, but that's my downside of the set. They really do not. This kind of surface is like a cloth. It's not glossy or anything. It's a matte cloth. It's supposed to work, but when you try to get this rig going, you can definitely see that I have to really push hard towards the surface to make those things go. And it doesn't feel smooth. It skips a few steps here and there. I think this thing, oh, you even dropped a piece here if I push it too hard. So don't do it too much, or else you'll just break off those fangs here. I think it's meant to be played on a carpet mostly. We tried on like just a wooden table, skipped a lot, didn't grip at all. The wheel's move, this thing does move, doesn't look good. On this thing, a bit like tension there, a big fraction. Still not the best solution. I have to like push hard, but I will break it if I do it too much. Kind of a mixed feelings about this. The wheels look great, but this thing maybe it could be like a switch to like raise it a bit so it doesn't work on this surface, and maybe put a switch on to work on the carpet, like a vacuum cleaner or something. I don't know. This is something I was disappointed in, and it could have less tension, it could work better definitely. But I think that's the only biggest downside of this set, to be honest. Now for the look at the front, you can see this quite intimidating front bumper with a lot of fangs, teeth, whatever you call them. There is a really nice turbine in the middle, matching up with this thing. That's the cockpit area that you can actually open. Oh, that better, there you go. So this thing looks pretty nice, looks like a missile from the front. Remember the Batmobile? We just did the 1989 Batmobile, and kind of reminds me of this. But definitely this thing opens up nicely. There's a nice sticker on the front showing this huge tube of a cockpit. I don't even know how the guy sees inside when he's inside. Inside you've got a space for actually just a single minifig. I've got a volunteer here. Mr. Muzzle is trying to get into the cockpit. I think I can fit him. There is like a space there. You gotta be careful to not break his scabbard too much. There you go. You can just raise the hands. Fits nicely. Nice and tight. He doesn't see anything, I mean, but he fits there, so that's the way you do the driver of the thing that doesn't see where he's going. I do like that this thing has holes in it, so actually he can breathe in there, but still no visibility at all. You can see those holes are pretty high for him to see anything. Now as we move towards the middle of the vehicle, this is one of the coolest play features here. This thing looks like just a normal thing. It's actually a cage that opens up to become a platform. So let's get this thing closer a bit. You can move those lights a bit forward. You get those things on the side. Boom, there you go. And you open this up. Those are fangs, so it can go like higher or lower, depending on what you like. Those actually rotate. It's like a mouth, like a jaw, like a maw. I don't know, and this thing, according to the description, can hold 2 minifigs. I think they can fit more, so they can just chill and hunt dragons in style. Definitely a cool thing in the middle. And in the back, of course, there is a rotating crossbow dragon hunting turret. The turret in the back can be, of course, occupied by the last remaining guy, the 4th bad guy. Let's just fit him in there. There's gotta be careful not to shoot the projectile. Oh, there you go. Just easy to push it out, and that just goes. So gotta be careful. This feature can be easily triggered to shoot. The turret looks very nice, especially like those crossbow finish. I mean, those elements are pretty nice looking. And the thing has even more stuff in the back of the car, of the vehicle. There's the vent that you can actually open up. This thing uncovers some of the exhaust ports for this probably massive triple V8 engines or something, double V12 engines. It's gotta be big, gotta have a lot of horsepower. On the side of the vehicle, you can see some weaponry as well. There is the harpoon gun, that's also a stud shooter. Right here, it can lift a bit, so you can rotate it and get us some angle of the shot. On the other side, we've got a crane. This thing can move up and down. Pretty easy function with the chain. I think this is meant to actually hold the statue. Not that crazy difficult to get in there. Just hold it over. And there you go. You can just drive with this thing, getting your dragon armor. And quite possibly the coolest feature of the vehicle is the whole thing in the back. This is the cage where you can either, well, probably hold prisoners most of the time. I like this piece. This is like a rubbery net piece that I think I haven't seen that one before, but works very well with those fangs, like holding it kind of, they don't need to hold it, but they look like they're holding it. This thing can, let's see, I think you can fit like 3 minifigs. I'm gonna try to get those guys inside. The weapons, everything included, I think they should fit. Yeah, you can fit them, close it off, and you got yourself a bunch of ninja prisoners. And also in the back we have a compartment. This thing can hold a stack of weapons. This thing is actually pretty fun. Opens up and you got a bunch of different things. The mentioned Tanto blades, there's an extra spear, and another of these dual molded dragon bone weapons, dragon bone swords. So you get an extra one in the set, you get 2 total, and this half moon thing that one of the characters may be also using. So a bunch of things here, and I think this compartment in the back may actually, let's see if it actually works. I'm gonna get the statue disconnected, and yep, you can hold the entire dragon armor statue in the back. If you want to, I think it can close off. Let's just double check to be sure. Yep, you can hide it fully and it's fully secured. The minifigs are definitely a big part of it. Let's start off with the Iron Baron guy. This guy is, okay, I'm gonna say it. This set screams Mad Max are over the place. I know where they got their inspiration from. It's a funny thing to say, actually. They use the term war rig as much as I wasn't even trying to admit it. They use the term war rig in their product page when the designer video is available on the LEGO website. They refer to it as the actual war rig. That's the same name they use in the Mad Max movie. So not even, I guess LEGO is not even trying to hide it, where that inspiration came from. All right, let's check out the first guy. The Iron Baron is the main guy of the bad guys. He seems to be the leader of the clan. He's holding a bunch of accessories in this minifigure. We've got the staff with some horns at the top, and I guess what seems to be the emblem of the Dragon Hunters clan. His second thing is the cyborg arm. This is very steampunky, if I may. A really cool piece with a claw in orange, and this gouge on a 1x1 tile makes up for his thing that is just called cyborg arm according to the description. And also, finally, we can see a new Scabbard piece. I should call it the armored Scabbard or the reinforced Scabbard. The piece that is providing one side of a shoulder pad and somewhat of a steel teeth to cover half of the face minifigure is really awesome. In the back, there is a holder for one part, and that also comes with a new mold for a blade or a dagger. It's called the Tanto. It's like a short version of a katana, but it was never seen before. So we're getting those pieces as new melee weapons in this Ninjago summer wave. Awesome piece right here, and the one cool feature about this is that you can actually wear that part front to back or back to front, depending on where you want the Tanto holder to be. It fits both ways, and many times you can see on the box that different minifigures are using the same piece to have the shoulder pad either on the left or the right side, and that way they can have access to their melee weapon from the front instead from the back. That is really awesome, and that adds a new level of customizability for your minifigs from Ninjago sets. The guy is also wearing a top hat. A single face expression is showing his loony, kind of wacky look, very Mad Maxy again. The red and green eye is adding a lot to this wacky stuff, some crazy face expression, and that all actually matches up well with his body print. And those prints are quite unique. They differ between minifigs. I think there's like 3 or 4 versions of them for the different bad guys in this series. We got some orange type of belt going on there, some pieces of armor in steel, some clothing, like withered clothing in olive green. A lot of things are overlapping. You can see the high quality print. It's pretty much a tradition for Ninjago season figs. I've always been a fan of what they come up with in different seasons, and this one is so different and so high quality as well that I will really enjoy those minifigures in our collection. The guy has also one unique feature, steel. It's not a wooden one. Let's say it's a steel leg, you know, and this thing matches up with this guy quite well because he seems to be like, you know, lord or the boss of the very crazy gang. And well, as you go for Mad Max post-apocalyptic movies, that's how those guys usually are. They have some feature that is quite unique to them and maybe even a bit crazy and weird. And this guy has it all that you pretty much need for a very crazy gang leader. The remaining 3 clan members in this set have their own names, so they're quite unique characters. They differ a bit by the means of using their accessories, or the middle guy has a bit different print than the other ones. All of these prints are awesome. Let's start with the left guy here. His name is Heavy Metal, and you know why? Because he's wielding a lot of metal stuff in his armor or whatnot. He has the same Scabbard, the new piece that I'm so fond of. You can see the steel teeth right there. The print is something really awesome and unique. I mean, it's not unique because you see it in the other minifigs, but it's unique in terms of overall Ninjago printing style. A lot of things going on, some chain armor, some belts, some fangs that he maybe even used for throwing things. There's the orange details for a lower part of his body, some knee pads also with like reinforced steel or metal, even reinforced tip of his shoes. A lot of things going on for this figure. The only thing we're missing is the print for the back of the legs, but you don't get that very often. He gets a hat that we have seen before, I don't think in the brown color though, and even his weapon has a special name to it. This buildable orange-black thing with a chain is called the Venge chain rifle. I think it's used to capture things. You can see the claw in the front. It seems to be like a harpoon type of gun to shoot at a dragon and capture it, or just like tie it up and like chase, whatever. But this thing has a name, and I think it appears in the show as well. So that's pretty cool. Really nice build. I like it a lot and matches this minifig quite well. The head print for this guy is worth mentioning separately because it's really awesome. There's one face expression. It's covered halfway through with this olive green cloth. You can see some sort of a cyborg eye, our targeting system. I don't know what it is, but again, Mad Max. Everything is Mad Max here. The back of the head is not a second face, however, but that is the back of the bandana. You can see it's wrapped up, covering some scars or whatnot. This guy looks really scary. And we get this head a number of times in other sets, but overall the whole style remains similar between different minifigs from this clan. The next member of the clan is named the Schoolbreaker, a really tough sounding name, I gotta say. His weapon of choice is a scythe. I think there's a new mold for this half moon blade. We see that piece in a number of sets in this wave. I do like those new molds for weapons. Really awesome. The print on the torso is a bit different, a bit more olive green clothing. You can see under elements of his armor, he has pretty much the same belt with a different color printing. Legs look quite similar as well, with a bit more different details. So those guys differ a lot. The face has only one front printing, and instead of a cyborg kind of targeting eye, he has both red eyes, also a bit of this burnt skin or full of scars kind of thing. It looks really scary. The good thing here is that this cowl, the cape that he's using, is matching the classic Ninjago lower face cover. And also this cape can't, as you will see in the next minifigure, can fit this new armored Scabbard piece pretty well. So they all match up, and you can pretty much swap them around, customize your minifigs, and have a bunch of different combinations for your Dragon Hunter clan members to make pretty much a quite unique army. And that you can see on this guy, the same cowl going on together with this armored steel thief kind of scabbard. So I think that's the best look of them all. I like this one the most. Instead of the hat, the cowl works so much better. This guy has a kind of a spear with a finish blade on top of that. Also, I think the blade is a new mold. So nice to see that as well. I think that's the third time I see a new mold in this set, and that goes through to the other sets. The print is the same as the first guy. I don't really mind. Those are so high quality, they always look good. So basically this guy is like a combination of different parts from previous two guys, and his name is Muzzle. And now on to the good guys. First thing I want to talk about is Tin Wu. And don't ask me, or please forgive my ignorance, I have no idea if this guy is like related to Master Wu or not. If this is some sort of like a time continuum problem, is that young Wu before he became the old sensei master? I have no idea. This guy is named Tin Wu, and this minifigure is a bit simpler than the others. I mean, you can see the black legs only. He gets a thing called a buildable katana. So you may think it's the same katana that we use in other minifigs from Ninjago, but it's a bit shorter. It has a shorter handle to fit into this brown holder, so it's a kind of a new mold, and you also see that weapon appearing a number of times in different Ninjago sets. So that's new, definitely new thing. His print is really nice. You can see his damaged outfit underneath, like battle-scarred outfit. I think all of these guys in this hunted wave have some sort of damage to their clothing, like they're after a battle, or they're trying to survive in harsh environment. Their clothing is not so pristine as it used to be in Ninjago movie, for example, outfits. So you can see that damage in many, many minifigures. And that shows, and that just adds a lot of quality detailing that you would expect from your proper Ninjago minifig. The guy has no arm sleeves, so you can see the flash of yellow is shining through. Definitely a different fig than the others. Two face expressions with a serious one and a smiling one. I like the mustache shaping for the smiling one, it's quite unique. Some facial hair as well, and the mold for the hair with that golden bandana and the white hair around it. I think this mold was seen in the Ninjago movie collectibles, or one of the sets at least. I'm not very sure about that, but I think I've seen that mold before. But it does work for this minifigure, works great, looks great, and this guy is, so far, one of the most unique ninjas, the good guys, that you can get in the Hunted Wave. Next one here is Jay, and let me get a quick disclaimer here. I think they went the same route with the ninjas as they did with the Ninjago movie, meaning that all of the ninjas have only one print for all the sets. So I think there is the one and only version of Jay that you will get, unless they get some collectible minifigures going in the future, but so far so that I know from the other sets, this print for his legs and torso remains the same among all the hunted sets that we got so far. Not really disappointed, I'm used to that from the Ninjago movie sets, was pretty much the same thing going on in there, but the print itself is quite high quality, of course. You get some harness in black, nicely contrasting with the dark blue and the light blue colors, some pattern of his outfit going under that, some damage to it. You can see there is a scrap on the knee, like a cut clothing or something, some belt holding his extra accessories on another leg. Overall, a very tactical look for a ninja, if I may. And I did my homework. The weapon that he's holding, the one with the chain, is called Kusarigama. That's the name of the weapon. It's kind of a half-moon blade, this kite kind of thing going on a chain. That's the name of the weapon, at least according to the description. He's also using the buildable katana. The scabbard is a bit different than your usual scabbard. Of course, I mean, you can cross position those blades if you need to. There are two shoulder pads on sides, nicely sticking out, so makes a bit of a unique look. The mask, I think, is the same mold that we got from the Ninjago movie. He has an emblem on the forehead, so that's new. And face expressions, I think I've seen before at least 1 or 2 times. Definitely nothing special, but you get his typical J look that looks pretty much always like a teen. And Zane is, I think, my favorite. Well, the pattern goes nicely. You can see those silver dots on the white outfit. A lot of silver elements for his tactical gear, if I may, or just like harness that he's using. The usual of Zane, which is a quiver and a bow in black this time. One of the arms is silver. He seems to be wearing black gloves or something like that. I like the mask that, you know, the classic Ninjago, I mean, from the Ninjago movie mold, dual mask, but this time it's black at the bottom and white and black at the top with his emblem on the forehead. The head, however, contrasts very well in silver, one face expression than the angry one, and in the back there is some sort of a, I don't know, socket or robot eye. I have no idea what it is. And again, I think this Zane appears in the same print throughout the hunted sets that we got so far. And as we are at it, let's count the full dragon armor as a minifig, because that is a statue that holds the armor. It's a gray torso, no legs, just a build to keep those pieces together, and a gray minifigure head. But focusing on the armor itself, well, they call it collectible armor. So, I mean, it's a bit like overstep, if I may, because this set gets you all the pieces of armor you pretty much can get. Other sets have like 1, 2, 3 pieces. This one has all 4 pieces. That's being the shield, that's the dragon shield, the dragon bone blade, and this is an interesting piece. It has 2 unique parts, the dual molded sword. Dual molding means you have 2 colors of ABS mixed together, so that means every single blade from any set will look a bit different depending on how the colors mix up. And for me, I got a pretty nice version with this handle going a bit through, some of the tan leaking through towards the blade, and you can even see some of the tan leaking at the tip of the blade. So definitely I got a nice version of it. I like it, it's very unique looking. The handle itself deserves a prize. It's a dragon head in golden, a bit lengthy than your usual sword handle, and definitely a piece that I was super excited to see. The shield has a print, and definitely what deserves the most attention is this armor, the chest plate. It's called the dragon chest plate, and I mean, it looks awesome. The scales for the chest area, also some indents or I know cut-throughs, well, I don't know how to call them, towards the mouth area. That looks very nice. He's got one shoulder pad or shoulder piece also shaped as a dragon head, so that is a very nice detail. You can see even the fangs, the eyes, and the other one is just a bit more plain, so it's a bit asymmetric. Like it a lot, and the minifig dressed up in this thing looks pretty awesome. It changes the look ultimately for like this high level, I don't know, RPG warrior or whatever. The helmet also has very nice detailing. I think the mold is not new, we've seen that before. And it gets a nice dual blade or horns at the very top. So a complete set is like one of those, I don't know, set elements from like a RPG game or something that probably gives you a lot of power and a lot of fighting ability. Really cool stuff. But again, calling it collectible is a bit of an overstep because you get different pieces of the armor in different sets. You can just get this set and get all of them at once, so nothing more to really collect. There are so many good things you can say about this set. I think it's a pretty good value, even though the price to piece ratio is not the best that you can possibly get. Still, it provides a ton of play value. I think it's appealing not only to Ninjago fans, but to anyone that's kind of like into a post-apocalyptic vibe. If you're a Mad Max fan, that thing can look like your Mad Max vehicle and can be even further modified to look closer to an actual war rig. I think it's a good base. It's solid. You can pick it up. Actually, I didn't show it before, but the base is full of technique, so this thing will not break that easily. You can just, yeah, it's super solid. You can grab it at most places. Some of the fangs may get out, you know, if you grab it improperly, but most of the time, the whole structure of the vehicle will remain intact. The bumper in the front also is a bit like have a bumping function, just a bit. If you smash two things, it may actually take some hits before it starts like coming loose. So that's another thing to consider when you are getting this set for play features mostly. I think the value here is great. Overall, if I can recommend it, yes, to any Mad Max fan, possibly a double yes. Hey, thanks for watching this video. As always, you can leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you want to support our channel, you can head over to our web store at www.brickvault.toys. You can find awesome models there. All these guys that I have on the table are available in the forms of instructions and parts lists. Every purchase you make supports our channel and also the designers that are working with us on those amazing models. So consider doing that. Thanks so much. And it was Mike. I'll see you again on BrickVault.